I was 19 when this happened, still living with my parents in a quiet, wooded neighborhood in northern Michigan. We had a cozy two-story house tucked at the end of a cul-de-sac. Nothing ever really ended out there, no crime, no traffic, just peaceful isolation. But that isolation, it turned against me one night. It was early October, a Saturday night. My parents had gone out of town for the weekend, and I had the house to myself. I wasn't the party type. I was actually kind of excited to have the whole place quiet. I planned to catch up on a few horror movies, order pizza, and just chill. It was around 11:30 p.m. when I first got that weird feeling. You know, when the hairs on your neck stand up for no reason. I paused the movie and just listened. Silence. I got up and checked he locks on the front door and kitchen sliding door. All secure. I even looked outside briefly. Nothing. But the thick trees swaying gently in the wind. I went back to my movie. Then, maybe 20 minutes later, I saw movement from the corner of my eye outside the living room window. At first, I thought it was the reflection of the TV, but something felt off. I paused the screen and turned off the lamp. There, standing about 10 feet away from the window, was a man. Just standing there. He was in the shadows. I could barely see his face, but I saw his outline perfectly. He wasn't doing anything, not knocking, not yelling, just staring at me. My body locked. My mind screamed at me to but I couldn't. I just stood frozen, eyes locked with this figure outside my window. And then he smiled. It was slow, deliberate. He knew I saw him. That's what he wanted. I backed away, grabbed at my phone, and ducked into the hallway. I called 911 immediately, whispering into the phone like I was in some kind of horror movie. The dispatcher was calm, told me to stay on the line, and asked if he was trying to break in. I peeked back into the living room. He was gone, just like that. Cops showed up 10 minutes later. They checked the yard, the trees, even walked down the gravel path that ran along the back of our property. Nothing. No footprints. No sign of anyone. They told me maybe it was a prank. Maybe a lost hiker, though we lived nowhere near a public trail. They said to keep the doors locked and left. I didn't sleep at all that night. The next morning, I checked the ground outside the window. The dew had settled, and clear as day. There were footprints. He had been standing there a long time. For the rest of the weekend, I kept all the blinds shut and barely moved from the kitchen, where I had the best view of the yard and all exits. I thought it was over, but it wasn't. 2 nights later, I was brushing my teeth upstairs. The bathroom window is small, high, up, but it faces the front yard. Something told me to look. I don't know why, just a gut feeling. So I did, and I saw him again. Standing at the edge of the tree line, still, arms at his sides, head tilted like a curious animal. He had followed me. I didn't wait. I shut the window, turned off the bathroom light, and grabbed the baseball bat from under my bed. I called the police again. Once again. By the time they arrived, he was gone. No footprints this time, no clues, just that feeling like I was being haunted. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat in the corner of my room with the bat and my phone, watching the windows. And around 3:15 a.m., I saw movement from the backyard. This time, the floodlight kicked on. He was right up against the back sliding door, staring inside. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I backed into my room and locked the door, whispering into the phone to the dispatcher, who now knew me by name. This time, the cops arrived faster. They searched the whole yard, and they finally found something, a knife, a long, rusted hunting knife. Dropped just beneath the porch. They said it had fingerprints and they'd run tests, but I never heard back about that. That was the last time I saw him. We installed cameras and motion lights all over the property. My dad bought a gun. I started locking my bedroom door at night. A week later, one of the cameras picked up motion. Just static. The next frame, a close-up of a man's face. Smee, ling into the lens. It was him, but only one frame. Just a blink and then gone. The police took he footage, told us the guy probably knew how to avoid being caught. That maybe it was someone I know. Someone watching me for a while. I don't know. All I know is that every night now, I check the windows 3 or 4 times before I sleep. I keep the blinds shut, the lights on, and a bat next to my bed, because sometimes, even now, I feel like he's still out there, watching, waiting, and then, X time, he might not just stand at the window.